All right, Chris DeClerc back here with Delta Plastics and Pipe Planner. We're with Jeremy Bullington here in the tractor at John Deere Greenway. And we've got a different system here, and we just wanted to go through again showing you how to collect that elevation data in a manual process. So Jeremy, take it away on this particular system. Show us how it's done.
All right, so the monitor we're looking at now is our John Deere 2630. This is a legacy display. It's in many machines, as opposed to that 4600 that is only in new machines. This 2630 gives us a little more options. This can actually go in a pickup truck, could go in a sprayer, tractor, UTV, pretty much anything. So it's a little more versatile. So the first thing we're going to do is to do that manual data collection. First thing we're going to do is hit our menu button and go up to our star fire. So when we compare this, we still see our lat long and our altitude. We get the exact same information that we got before. Again, we're in 3D RTK, and we're verifying that here. So these screens actually look the same whether we're in the 4600 or the 2630. They're pretty straightforward there. So the next thing we're going to do is, once we know we can get this information, we simply hit menu, and we're going to run through our GS3 screen. So to make sure that we're able to generate A/B lines, once we're here, we're going to simply hit guidance, and we're going to hit set track. So for our purposes today, we're going to hit new, and we're going to call it number 1. And we're going to set our A/B lines with an A+ heading. Once we do A+ heading, we're going to start out at 100 feet. We're going to say our implement is 100 feet.
So that's everywhere where we're collecting elevation data.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. It's going to give us a real simple way to just count off 100 feet at a time.
Gotcha.
So we're going to set A right where we're sitting. And we're going to set our A/B lines at 45 degrees. Now those A/B lines can be at any degree we want. So we see from the position that we're sitting, since we want those lines to be a little more perpendicular to how we're sitting, I'm going to twist those lines a little bit further around to something like 60 degrees. So we see those lines twist just a little bit. So the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to put the machine in forward. Now, since we're not actually auto tracking on those lines, we're actually driving on our poly pad, and so we're just driving across those lines. So now you see the lines populate, and we're driving across those lines. So we're actually on the line that's white right now, and we're 16 feet off of it. So as we start to scoot forward a little bit faster, you're going to see we're going to pick up the other line.
Okay, and so the green just represents that there's a path behind you collecting some data?
That's right. So what's right behind us, this is actually just a piece of equipment, and in front of it is the tractor.
Okay.
If we were collecting data while we were driving, it'd be painting blue.
Okay.
So what we're doing then, we're 37, 36 feet from that line. As we get closer to it, the display is going to make a noise and let us know that we've now reached that point on the line, which would then signify that we can go over and write down our new manual.
Yeah, and this is good because you don't necessarily cross, your furrows in a perpendicular fashion every single time. You may be crossing them at an angle, which is something that Pipe Planner can handle.
So
good.
We heard the display make the noise. We simply hit our menu button, hit our receiver. Now we see our new latitude, our new longitude, and our new elevation.
Yeah, so the thing to take home here is that we're not documenting this data right now within the system. This is just a real manual way to write these values down. And again, remember, you got to have lat, long, and altitude in order to create your CSV file.
Yep.
Okay.
So one thing to remember is if we wanted to change our spacing here, we'd simply go here, and instead of our track spacing being 100, we could change that to be 50. Just like we did in our 4600. So if we needed to collect a little bit more data, we had a field that had a lot of up and down movement, this gives the ability to collect a little bit higher density data.
Awesome. So instead of collecting every 100 feet, we're going to collect a point every 50 feet.
That's correct.
Great. Well, thanks.